I'll give you the day, January 8th, 2024, the King's birthday, Elvis's birthday. Actually, my son's 13th birthday too. That's the day of the approval, I believe, for BlackRock. Unfortunately, Kathy's going to get rejected the Friday before that. And Bitwise, and look, we have a piece of Amun. We own a piece of Amun, which is 21 shares with Kathy, and a piece of Bitwise. So I wish both of them would get approved, but I don't think they're going to get approved because I think the game's rigged, and I think the game is going to BlackRock.
Today we have Morgan Creek Capital's Mark Yusko giving us an update on the crypto market and why we now have an approval date for the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF. Yusko believes that the coming bull run will be unlike anything we've seen in recent history. The SEC's imminent approval of the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF application is signaling a massive surge of capital about to come into the space. We've seen many rapid cryptocurrency price rises in the last few weeks, and no doubt investors are eagerly anticipating at least one ETF approval. Yusko points out that just 1% of BlackRock's portfolio will open this floodgate to the tune of hundreds of billions of dollars in institutional capital. When this happens, he says we'll witness a 400% increase in Bitcoin alone, targeting a $150,000 price in just 6 months' time. The Bitcoin halving coincides with the timeline for this price, so we could see the biggest crypto surge yet in just a matter of months. Let's get right into the latest interview with Mark Yusko as he gives us his crypto price predictions and timeline for Bitcoin and what we can expect in the days and weeks ahead. Don't forget, we have just partnered with our friends over at Jamie Tree Finance, who have just launched a daily 5-minute crypto newsletter. It's a fantastic analysis of on-chain crypto data and breakdowns, and the best part, it's absolutely free. So to give out as much value to you as possible, we're sending out a 5-minute daily newsletter which will cover expert predictions, breakdowns of on-chain crypto data, and any breaking news that you need to know, all in a nutshell. Click the first link in the description and enter your email to join over 5,000 others in becoming a better crypto investor right now.
And I think the game is going to BlackRock. And I've been saying this for 18 months. So it's not like I just jumped on this bandwagon.
No, yeah, indeed.
I've been saying it for a long time that the only one that gets approved is BlackRock, even before BlackRock had an application. And it's because of the famous, Mandela quote, right? First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. So from 09 to 15, they ignored us. A bunch of nerds and geeks playing through magic internet money. Then from 16 to 21, then they laugh at you. Ha, ha, nerds, geeks. Then they fight you. In 2022, they're like, oh shit, this is real. We need to fight. And so the fight is try to shut down all the competitors. So they got rid of all the lenders that were competing with JP Morgan and the like. And then they're like, oh, well, they got these exchanges and we got to slow them down. So, we'll sue them. And they sued them, and now they just settled with CZ, and now they're trying to control. And so they're like, whoa, okay, we can't kill it. So we'll just buy it all. Okay, but let's think about that. Well, if you buy it, do you think you control it, right? The miners still control it, so you could go buy all the miners, but you can't get them all. So it's American arrogance, it's American exceptionalism that, everything revolves, like, what, we're 20% of Bitcoin volume around the world is American. I mean, we're just not that important. We're important, but we're not that important. And so I think what's going to happen is BlackRock gets approved, and that 30 trillion number is from Eric Balchunas, and it's UBS and Merrill Lynch and all these firms that have said, no, you can't buy this. You can't buy GBTC. You can't buy the miners. This is bad. In fact, at Merrill Lynch, if you made your money in crypto, they won't take you as a client. Just ridiculous. Like, ridiculous. They're basically saying you're a drug dealer, you're a terrorist. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But that's how you fight innovation. Ultimately, this ETF, it's going to happen. And 1%, as Anthony said, is going to go into this ETF. Because every client has been begging to own it. Not a lot. They don't need 10% or 20%, just one. And if you'd done that 5 years ago, instead of making 10% in your portfolio, you would have made 12. It's pretty good. 200 basis points for a 1% allocation. That's pretty good. So it's the best performing, Bitcoin's the best performing asset 12 of the 15 years, including this year. And if you put it in a portfolio, it's perfect because it's uncorrelated with everything else.
Yeah.
It's 0.0 correlated to bonds, 0.15 correlated to stocks. And it's because stocks and bonds are correlated 30% because they derive their value from the same thing: economic growth, interest rates, GDP. That's not what Bitcoin derives its value from. It derives its value from millennials. Millennials, okay, are going to inherit $30 trillion from us, the boomers. They're not going to put it in stocks and bonds. They're going to put it in digital assets. My granddaughter, who's one, I'll use a prop. So my granddaughter is one. She will never have one of these. She will never have a leather wallet. She will never know what paper money is, right? She's a Zoomer, a Gen A. She'll never, ever use paper money. Not ever.
Embracing an unyielding enthusiasm for the crypto realm, explosive growth is looming on the horizon, as BlackRock and many other crypto giants are doing just that. Yusko reassures that a long-expected surge awaits, leading up to the highly anticipated 2024 halving event for Bitcoin.
See, the thing that people are forgetting, people are like, oh, Bitcoin's going to be the next world reserve currency. No, it's not. The renminbi is going to be the next world reserve currency.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason is, and this is kind of fascinating, so especially given where Tim's from, and the original global reserve currency was the Portuguese currency. And you think about that, how does little Portugal, which is not very big, it's like, the size of Ohio, how does it become the superpower? And it's because the center of the universe was in southern Spain and Portugal. There was no new world. There was no North America, no South America. India was just, fledgling country. Been around a long time, but, and Portugal had the tallest trees, therefore the fastest ships, the most powerful navy. They dominated and they became the world reserve currency. Then Spain took them over and became the fastest armada, and they had the world reserve currency. Well, then a funny thing happened. The Dutch, which is about the size of Indiana, took over the most powerful armada in the world. How? Because the Rothschilds created the first central bank in 1607, and they printed money out of thin air and bought a mercenary force to conquer Spain. It's pretty cool. So Netherlands had the world reserve currency for about 60 plus years. Well, then what happened? If you've seen the movie that's out now, Napoleon turned out was a better general than the mercenaries. So France took over. And then they had the world reserve currency. Then a bunch of the Rothschilds left Holland and went to the UK and opened another central bank and printed more money and brought the steam engine to naval warfare. And they defeated the French. And so they became the superpower, and the sun never set on the British Empire. Then the upstart Americans got nuclear, and we had the most powerful navy. 10 years ago, China figured out the next superpower is not from ships, it's from chips. It's not about naval superiority, it's about cyber superiority. It's about 5G, it's about AI. And they graduate 4.5 million STEM engineers every year in China. And they have a goal. So from 1990 to 2020, the goal in China was to become a moderately prosperous socialism economy. They call it the harmonious rise. Doesn't sound threatening at all, right? And they took 700 million people out of abject poverty into the middle class. It's the greatest feat in human history. Unbelievable. 700 million people into the middle class. Absolutely incredible. Now, the next 30 years, their stated goal is to become the world superpower. They're already a superpower, and they have a reserve currency. It's part of the SDR, but they want to be the superpower and have the reserve currency. And I think they'll achieve it. But after that, then I think Bitcoin comes in and displaces them.
As we stand on the precipice of fall 2023, merely a month away, the crypto market is poised for a meteoric surge in prices. He illustrates Bitcoin's current undervaluation, drawing in investors and enticing speculators eager to ride the waves of September's price fluctuations in pursuit of profits. Yusko's outlook is fueled by the impending wave of mass adoption, which he believes presents an unparalleled opportunity to get in on the action. He sees the race toward a six-figure price target set to unfold in just under a year. What's more, he highlights the intriguing historical pattern of Bitcoin's value surging 10x with each halving event, hinting that 2024 could catapult Bitcoin from $10,000 to an unbelievable $100,000. What do you think about Mark Yusko's prediction for Bitcoin, the crypto market cap, as well as the institutional capital pouring into the space? Comment down below. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more content just like this. We'll see you in the next video.